It's from my man Ryan Kershaw.
You know, we trade stories. We outlaws on the rise. Jealous niggas I despise. Look in my eyes. We trade stories.
Outlaws on the rise, jealous niggas I despise.
Look in my eyes.
Now can your mind picture a thug nigga drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure all I need was a hand trigger? Semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas. Part of my thug poetry, but suckers are born every day in fear of man, growing trees. But there's times for centuries, a legend in my own rhyme. So niggas whisper when they mention Machiavelli was my tutor, Donald Goins, my father figure. Mama sent me to go and play with the drug dealers. And it's forth, we came niggas and we came in tracks. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. In the back, my AR-15 dropping to the thighs, the streets got me craving Thorazine. My heaviest blueprints to moving. That is that ass, that honey shaking. My niggas trade. I gotta bring that shit back. I gotta bring that shit back. This nigga Tupac wrote this shit in 10 minutes.
You know,
outlaws on the rise, jealous niggas I despise. Look in my eyes. Outlaws on the rise, jealous niggas I despise. Now can your mind picture a thug living drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure that all I need was a hand trigger? Semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas. Part of my thug poetry, but suckers is born every day in fear of man, growing trees. Centuries, the legend in my own rhyme. So niggas whisper when they mention Machiavelli was my tutor, Donald Goins, my father figure. Mama sent me to go and play with the drug dealers. Henceforth, we came in straps. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. Alex Lopez, R15, got me to the streets, got me craving Thorazine. My niggas are blueprints to money making. That is that ass, the honey shaking. My niggas, one more time. One more time. Carlos in the building, salute. Alex Lopez in the building, salute.
You know,
we trade war stories. That nigga Tupac wrote this verse in 10 minutes. Or less. And he was spitting. Now can your mind picture a thug nigga drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure that all I need was a hair trigger? Semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas. Part of my thug poetry, but suckers is born every day in fear of man, growing trees. Acclimatized for centuries, a legend in my own rhyme. So niggas whisper when they mention Machiavelli was my tutor, Donald Goins, my father figure. Mama sent me to go and play with the drug dealers. Henceforth, then we can't straps. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. In the back, my AR-15 got me to the streets, got me craving Thorazine. My heaviest blueprints with money making. That is that ass, that honey shaking. My niggas trade. Kendrick Lamar all day. Bring it back. This is only for Pac. This is only for Pac. I got a few minutes. It's for my nigga Ryan Kershaw. He cashed at me. And I'm just going to do a quick live for it. We trade war stories. I'm gonna get up out of here right after this. Now can your mind picture a thug nigga drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure that all I need was a hand trigger? Semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas. Part of my thug poetry, but suckers is born every day in fear of man, growing trees. Acclimatized for centuries, a legend in my own rhyme. So niggas whisper when they mention Machiavelli was my tutor, Donald Goins, my father figure. Mama sent me to go and play with the drug dealers. Henceforth, and we came in packs. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. In the back, my AR-15, thugging till I died. The streets got me craving Thorazine. My lyrics are blueprints to money making. That is that ass, my honey shaking. My niggas trading war stories. We outlaws. One time. Salute to everybody that came here. Yeah, it's only 4 people on the motherfucking live, but this is for my nigga Ryan Kershaw. And I'm just going to break down this verse real quick. It's nothing. But that nigga Tupac, one of the dudes that did the song, I think his name was Mosley or somebody. But anyway, he said Tupac wrote this verse in like 5-10 minutes. He said, yo, he started writing that verse like he was tracing that shit. And then he went right into the booth. So niggas be trying to shit on Tupac's lyricism, and they be trying to say Tupac ain't lyrical. Salute to Willie D. He made a video about, and he titled like Tupac wasn't lyrical with a question mark or something like that. But I really feel like niggas be watching this channel. This right now is only 4 subscribers on this shit that's watching, and it's only I got like 3,000 subscribers. But I swear, I think people be on the low watching this video, man, because nobody is passionate and fervent about I am as much as I am when it comes to Tupac's lyricism. You know what I mean? Tupac is a lyricist. Tupac is an elite MC. So when you hear stories about Tupac writing rhymes in fucking 10 to 20 minutes and the verses is classics, just imagine if the nigga took his time. And also, let me add, people always talking about Tupac didn't do metaphors and similes and all this, you know, all this other shit that they attribute to all these other great artists, other great MCs that are out there. But you know, Tupac, people don't go back and study Me Against the World and see exactly what Tupac was doing. People don't understand that Tupac didn't really have to make All Eyes on Me, but he did, too, because he was loyal to fulfill a contract with Suge Knight or whatever. Tupac could have still ate off of Me Against the World. Also, when did Tupac, you got to give Tupac credit for just what he was able to accomplish in that short amount of time of the songs that he did write, the flows that he did create, the lyricism that he did give you. Some of the songs where he did alliteration, like If I Die Tonight, you know what I mean? Tupac did movies. Tupac did lectures. Tupac did tours. Tupac did videos. Tupac did music. Tupac was taking care of his family. Tupac was one of the most busiest motherfucking artists in the early 90s, more busier than most. And look at all the music that he put out, and look at what he accomplished, and look at his impact. Look how we talking about him. It's going on 29 years, and we still talking about him, and people hold him that high in that regards. And y'all and people that be wanting to shit on Tupac, y'all want to complain that Tupac didn't have metaphors? Like he got a whole song called Me and My Girlfriend. That's a metaphor. Tupac ain't have similes. Tupac ain't have cadence. Tupac ain't have flow. Like, y'all niggas is bugged the fuck out. Tupac wasn't lyrical. Like, y'all niggas is bugged the fuck out. What kind of rapper do you think Tupac was? So anyway, because I got a couple of minutes, and I'm literally ending this shit off in 2 minutes. So this dude said Tupac wrote this verse in 10 minutes. And he says, now, can your mind picture a thug nigga drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure that all I need was the hair trigger, semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas? You got to look at that, too, with Tupac being young and apply that to the young niggas of today. Tupac was giving you how niggas is going to be wild in the future. Thug life, the hate you gave little imp, it fucks everybody. And then he says... He said, pardon my thug poetry, but suckers are born every day in fear of man growing trees. Like, this shit is just niggas that fear men is on a daily basis and shit like that. Fearful ass niggas. You know what I mean? Scary ass niggas. A whole bunch of motherfucking ass, punk ass niggas. And Tupac was just basically saying that shit, fear of men growing trees. And then he says, criminal ties for centuries, a legend in my own rhymes. Like, when he says shit like that, this is a person that wrote this verse in 10 minutes. So in order to write this shit like Tupac write, in order to write the way Tupac write, you had to be a reader. You had to read the kind of books that Tupac read. You had to be brought up in the kind of environment that Tupac was born in to even think the things that Tupac says. Now, this is a young dude. When Tupac did Tradin War Stories, let's not forget, he was 24. He just came home from prison. He did All Eyes on Me in 2 weeks. Let's not overlook that. He says, criminal ties for centuries, a legend in my own rhymes. So niggas whisper when they mention me. Like, just take all that into context that Tupac wrote this verse in 10 minutes, according to the producer, according to C-Bo, and a couple other people. He said when Tupac got done writing this verse, everybody else was still writing. Everybody else was still writing. Just imagine if Tupac took his time. Matter of fact, just imagine if Tupac took over the whole fucking record. But he wasn't selfish like that. He showed love to E40, Sibo, whoever was on this particular song. I don't think E40 was on there, but he showed love. He could have took this whole beat if he wanted to and ate. And then he says, so niggas whisper when they mention. Then he says, Machiavelli was my tutor. Donald Goines, my father figure. See, right there, that just goes right back to when I tell you, when he says criminal ties for centuries, a legend in my own rhymes. So niggas mention when they whisper Machiavelli was my tutor. And Machiavelli, if I'm saying his name right, yeah, I guess it's Machiavelli. I think his name is Machiavelli. And then Tupac changed this shit to Machiavelli. And he says was my tutor. And when Tupac changed his name, and then when we find out what who Machiavelli was, and that he faked his death to surprise his enemies, and when Tupac died, and then other people started dying after Tupac died, like that shit just added on to the aura and the myth of who Tupac is. This is why a lot of motherfuckers think Tupac is alive today. And then he said, Donald Goines, my father figure. And then that right there, if you reading all the Donald Goines street novels, you hear like the Tupac is like a street novel. So when I be telling people like, yo, Tupac didn't have to do metaphors and similes, because when Tupac talks about his life, like that shit is unbelievable. If you ain't know the motherfucker, you wouldn't think Tupac lived like that. So when Tupac rhymes, like when he says so many battlefield scars while driven in plus scars, this life as a rap star was nothing without God. Like, you would think some niggas would just make that shit up. Niggas who ain't got no guns, who ain't never shot nobody, who ain't never been in no battlefields, no war scars, none of that shit. You niggas would make that shit up out of their own imagination, whereas Tupac actually lived that shit. And then he says, mama sent me to go play with the drug dealers. Henceforth, we thug niggas and we came in packs. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. In the back, my AR-15. Thugging till I die, the streets got me craving Thorazine. Thorazine is a drug for psychotics for niggas with mental illness. And he was just like, this is some shit that makes me crave for that kind of shit that calm me the fuck down. Now, don't forget that Tupac wrote this motherfucking verse in 10 minutes. Yes, you know what? What's his name? Nothing. You right. Tupac was an actor. He was an actor. He was also a rapper. He was also a revolutionary. He was also a black leader. He was also loyal. He also had bitches. He had money. He died. You're not saying anything new here, my nigga. Tupac was a fucking actor. That shit is blatantly obvious. So then he says, my lyrics are blueprint to money making. Fat as that ass, that honey shaking. Giving you blueprints. And a lot of niggas the blueprints is real. Everybody, they say DMX follow Tupac's blueprint. They say Ja Rule follow Tupac's blueprint. They say 50 Cent follow Tupac's blueprint. There's all these other young niggas, all these other people being compared to Tupac. Blueprints. They said they study I Get Around and Tupac's videos and how Tupac was with women and shit like that for making songs and hit songs for Biggie Smalls. So when Tupac says my lyrics are blueprint for money making, that nigga's not lying. Like, that's actual facts. That's not no made up shit. You know what I mean? That's not no made up shit. Pain 82 in the building. Now let's get this verse right here out one more time, and I'm about to end it, bro. I just came here to do this shit for my man.
A military mind, nigga. A military mind means money. A criminal grind, nigga. A criminal grind mean hustle. You know, we trade stores. We outlaws on the rise. Jealous niggas I despise. Look in my eyes. We trade stores. We outlaws on the rise. Jealous niggas I despise. Look in my eyes.
Now can your mind picture a thug nigga drinking hard liquor? This ghetto life has got me catching up to God quicker. Who would figure that all I need was a hair trigger, semi-automatic Mac 11 just to scare niggas? Pardon my thug poetry, but suckers are born every day. A fear of man growing trees. The bigger performance for centuries. A legend in my own rhyme. So niggas whisper when they mention Machiavelli is my tutor, Donald Goines, my father figure. Mama sent me to go and play with the drug dealers. Henceforth, we thug niggas and we came in packs. Every one of my niggas strapped, sipping on yak. In the back, my AR-15 got me touching dive the streets, got me craving Thorazine. My lyrics are blueprints to money making. Fat as that ass, that honey shaking.
My niggas trade war stores. We outlaws.
Yeah, Sibo had a hard verse.
Look in my eyes. We trade
Sibo had a hard verse.
Jealous niggas I despise. Look in my eyes. I must have trade. Fucking this shit they calling over.